If you're new, my name is Suzanne and I am a stay-at-home mom to 3 girls. For this year, I do have some changes I would like to make to my channel. The content will stay the same, but I really just want to focus a little bit more on the quality and align my channel with my intentions for the upcoming year. So I'm going to make a 2022 intentions. In that video, I will explain a little bit more in depth what I'm talking about, but that will be in a different video. So for today's video, I am just going to be focusing on cleaning and decluttering my kitchen. I really wanted to start decluttering the kitchen during the holidays. I was getting super frustrated because everything was just piled high in all of my drawers. I had things overflowing and my cabinets weren't organized very well. That just kind of added to the stress of the holidays. But I didn't want to tackle any huge organizing or decluttering project during the holiday season because there was just so much else going on. So I thought I would wait. I actually normally even leave my decorations up until the first of the year, but I decided to go ahead and take everything down right after Christmas because for some reason this year, all of my decorations, while I love them before the holidays, once Christmas was done, it just felt like visual clutter to me. And even though I love the warm and cozy feeling from the tree, it just was making me anxious and seeing all of the things everywhere. So I decided to take them down early this year, although I totally don't think there's anything wrong with leaving them up well into the year or however long you like to leave them up if it makes you happy. I usually am the same way, but this year I really wanted to get everything down and have my home be clean and decluttered and kind of like a fresh start as I moved into the new year. And as kind of bittersweet as it is to take down the decorations, it felt really good to have a clean space knowing everything was put away and everything was ready for the new year. Also, my birthday is in January. It's actually in a couple days. So I don't know, just when it's my birthday, I just like everything to be back to normal, and I don't know, it just felt like it was time this year. So I was really thankful that I did it early, but I did not have a chance to do the kitchen. So this video is just going to focus solely on the cabinets and drawers. This isn't going to be the pantry or the refrigerator, but I just have these cabinets and drawers, and it's kind of like a domino effect when you start organizing. Maybe you're like me, because once I started doing one thing, then it kind of just kept leading to another thing and another thing. And before I knew it, I was just tackling all the cabinets. A lot of the transformations are not Pinterest worthy. In fact, none of them are. They're not Instagram worthy, but they're functional and organized and clear and clean. And that is all that mattered to me when I started to tackle this project. It did take the better part of an afternoon. And of course, when you have kids, you have to stop a lot during the day to do all the different things. But I was really thankful when it was done. Everything looks so much nicer. And while it's not some huge overhaul, it was definitely perfect for me and exactly what I needed. So I am very happy with how it turned out. If you have some kitchen decluttering or just any decluttering in general to do, then you can continue watching this video. Hopefully it will help motivate you to get some of those things done as well. I'm super excited for the new year. I'm super excited for everything that 2022 has to bring. Hopefully, as far as my channel goes, you will like the changes that I'm making. I'm just making it a point this year to focus on slowing down in general. So I will go into more detail about that in that video. For now, one of those things is to declutter my space so that I only have the bare minimum things that I really, really need, or just things that make me happy, or just using the space that I have in a better way. We have a smaller home. It's about 1,200 square feet, and it still has enough space for us, but I just feel like I could be utilizing that space better. We do have great storage in the kitchen, and it just wasn't being used to its full potential. So I'm really happy that I can rearrange things. I still have a couple things I'd like to do, maybe some organizational things I'd like to get to make it even better, but I didn't buy anything for this. It was basically just cleaning stuff out, throwing things away. Like I have my spice cabinet that had expired spices, so those went, and just trash that had collected, old receipts, that kind of thing. Everything now feels a little bit more put together and in a space where I can use it and it's functional. I'm going to take you through the kitchen. I'll just kind of show you the areas that I'm going to be focusing on, and then we will get into it.
I'm gonna start in this spice cabinet. It's not the worst thing ever, but we have a really hard time finding our spices that we want to use. Everything's just kind of thrown in here, and stuff is on top of other things, which is always annoying. So I want to get that cleaned out and reorganized and throw away the old stuff. I have this drawer, which I've already gone through once on my channel, and this is what it looks like again. It's kind of just that catch-all junk drawer. So I really need to go through it again, reorganize that, throw out things that are trash, and all that fun stuff. This is the bottom drawer right under it. This is where I keep some appliances, and you can see I have just things randomly thrown in here too. So again, just go through everything. I'm sure things can be moved out, and I can utilize this drawer better as well, so that it's more helpful in the kitchen and not just a junk drawer. I have a couple cabinets. I won't really overhaul them too much, but I do store things in here that I probably don't need in here. So I can go ahead and take some of those things down and rearrange it. So things that I use a lot are more convenient, and then switch it out with the other stuff that I don't use. This is just our little key holder catch-all, which also needs to be organized as well. So first I'm going to start with the spice cabinet, and then I'll just kind of go through, and each cabinet I will clear out, move things around. Not every cabinet and drawer is organized into this Pinterest perfect kitchen, and that's totally fine with me. That was not the point of this. The point was just to declutter, throw away the old, rearrange what I have, and make things work for me better so that I am not stressed out or frustrated when I look for things in the kitchen. So that is the goal of this video, and I feel once it's all done, I did a pretty good job. And I hope that you enjoy watching, and let me know if you have any special organization tips for the kitchen when you clean things out too. As I clean out the spices, basically what I'm doing is putting the things we use the most on the bottom shelf, and if I have duplicates of things, grouping those together so I can make sure everything will get used. And then the next shelf up is the stuff that we still use quite a bit but not as often, and then of course the top shelf are things that we don't really use that often, but I still want to have it close by. And that was my system. It wasn't anything fancy, nothing is color coded or anything like that, but I just felt it made more sense to have things we reached for all the time at the very bottom, like herbs and stuff, and then in the second shelf have things that are easy still to get to but we don't use as much. So that is what I did, and I really like how it came out. It's so much more pleasing and easy to find things. I'm moving on to this other cabinet that is next to the microwave, and this is just a cabinet where I put extra things. I've got drink cups in here, I keep my Tupperware in here, and just a couple baking dishes. I don't really organize it a whole lot differently once I'm all done, and if you have any suggestions once I show you the after of things that I can do to maybe organize it better, I don't know if I need like a Tupperware holder or any kind of system when it comes to that. I did also clean out the cabinet across the way that I showed you earlier too, because some of the things I swap back and forth between the two different cabinets. So again, neither of these ended up looking that different, but I definitely feel like I rearranged things to where I could get to certain dishes and serveware easier, and then the things that I didn't need so much I put on the very top shelf, and that seemed to work out well. And here is the after. So like I said, not too much change. It is a little bit more clear as far as what I wanted and what I needed to get to, so that is helpful. I still definitely think that I could use the space better though. And the same with the other side. I wasn't really trying to do too much on this side because I kind of like how it's set up, but it is helpful to have the things that I don't use a lot out of the way to make space for the things that I use on a daily basis. So that is how those two cabinets turned out. I didn't film the process, but I also reorganized our drink cup cabinet. So before, I just kind of had things randomly put in there, and it wasn't that organized. But once I finished, I decided to go ahead and put all of my coffee mugs on the very top shelf, drinking cups and double-walled glasses and the sippy cups on the middle shelf. And then on the bottom shelf, I have our just pretty drinking glasses that we use all the time, mason jar glasses and that kind of thing. So I really like how that turned out too. It makes it easier to find things and grab things. I'm going to move on to a couple of the drawers now. This is the drawer that is next to my stove, and I just keep random things in here, but I wanted to clean it out better so that it's just appliances or things that I reach for often. So I've got measuring cups and a can opener, just basic things like that that I want to have close by, and they were getting buried in unnecessary stuff that I just kept shoving in this drawer, so it kind of became a catch-all. So I'll clean that out, and then I will focus on these other two drawers that I showed you, my junk drawer and then this bottom drawer, which kind of got out of hand as well. The previous owner had these awesome dividers that slit into each of these grooves in the drawers, which is so cool. So he just had stored them in here and I hadn't used them. I decided to go ahead and take them out and utilize them in the drawer, and I'm so glad that I did, because it really does help me to stay even more organized and just be able to compartmentalize the things that I need to find so that it's easier to know where they are. So I'm really happy I decided to take those out and go ahead and use those. These are the random things that were left over from the bottom drawer. A lot of it is just seasonal things and some serving dishes. So I'm going to get those things put away, and then I will show you what it looks like when it's all done. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It is so much nicer looking and much less frustrating when I go to find things. So I just keep my toaster in here so it's out of the way. I've got my KitchenAid attachments, and then I have one section that's just things for entertaining, so straws, extra plates, and that kind of thing. And then I have a section that has some bigger serving pieces and some grill utensils as well. So I love how that turned out. And then for the drawer next to the stove, I just have my basics now, and it makes it so much easier to find things. So measuring spoons, measuring cups, pizza cutter, can opener. So also very happy with how that turned out too. Lastly, for the cabinets, I'm going to do this cabinet that's over our pantry. It also is just kind of a catch-all. I keep trash bags up here, Ziploc bags, plastic bags that we use and reuse after grocery shopping, and just an assortment of things. We also keep our medicine up here so it's up and out of the way of the little ones. So that needed to be gone through as well and thrown. I threw out any old medication and stuff that we didn't need anymore. So it felt really, really good to do that. I don't use this cabinet that much, mostly the bottom part for the bags and the medication, but it felt really good to get all of it cleaned out and have a fresh start for the new year. So I'm thankful I took the time to knock that out as well. That's the great thing about organizing. It's kind of like opening a can of worms. Once you start doing one thing, it just eventually will lead into another thing and another thing. And before I knew it, I had pretty much the whole kitchen done. So this is the after. Again, nothing mind-blowing, just organized enough to where I could find things and it looks so much nicer. And really, again, my focus was just to have a more clear headspace when I'm moving around and trying to locate things in the kitchen, and I definitely think that I accomplished that. The next thing I wanted to do was go through our key holder. If anybody else is like me and you just shove random paper and pieces of mail in here, let me know, because I do that all the time. And it was definitely time to go through it and clear out all the old receipts and mail and anything else that had kind of ended up in here. I do it often, but not often enough, and it piles up really fast. So it definitely needed some attention, but I am so glad that I did it, because it just looks nicer. It doesn't stress me out when I see it, and it makes this area of the wall look nicer too. So definitely needs to get done now and then. The last thing I'm going to do is this middle drawer, my junk drawer. Like I said, I'd already done this in another video, and here's what it looks like. It has been a while though. I'd say probably over half a year, so it definitely needed it, but I just went through everything, threw away the trash, reorganized it, and I used the last of those drawer inserts, and that really helped to find things better and put things back in here in a way that I'm able to know what I'm looking for, and it's not just this pile of trash.
helped you, if you were looking for some motivation to get some cleaning or decluttering done in your space as well. I am really thankful with how it turned out. I think that it is perfect for what I was looking for, and like I said, it's not some huge photo-worthy makeover or anything like that, but it doesn't always have to be. Sometimes it's those small changes that still will do a lot for clearing both your mental clutter and your visual clutter as well. And just now I feel way less stressed when I'm in the kitchen and trying to find things. I know exactly where it is. I don't have to rifle through trash or anything like that. So I'm super happy that I went ahead and did this. It didn't take that long, and I feel like the payoff was pretty big in the end. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support for my channel. I am so humbled to have the subscribers that I do and my new and returning subscribers. It means so much to me that you're here and that you continue watching and leaving your feedback and your comments and sharing your thoughts. I just get so excited for that every day. So I cannot tell you how thankful I am to have you here. If you're new here and you've enjoyed this video, or just if you enjoyed it in general, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new and you'd like to stick around, I would love to have you. So please consider subscribing, and then you can join my YouTube family. I have a lot more cleaning and decluttering and organizing videos coming out, as well as just motherhood videos focusing on being a stay-at-home mom, homemaking, and just trying to slow down this year and enjoying the small moments, because I feel like those are the moments that in the end we remember the most. So that is my biggest goal for this year. And like I said, I will go more into that when I have my 2022 goals video that I will be posting. So stay tuned for that soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next